of the ball is not fine for the for the legs of the players. Coaches are giving excuses. I had said even last week that excuses are reasons given to make mediocrity reliable and acceptable. Excuses do not limit God, they only cripple our destinies. Excuses will only limit us, it will blind us, it will impede us and prevent us from seeing the land that is flowing in milk and honey, from seeing the destination that is called Uhuru. What we have seen at best from previous administration, and it has been heightened particularly in this administration, is a system, a people that early in the morning as they wake up, they design excuses. As they wake up, they formulate excuses. They get into the laboratories and they prepare excuses as though they are preparing formulas for solving HIV crisis in Nigeria. As though they are preparing formulas for solving Ebola crisis in the world. As though they are preparing formula for solving several health challenges that confront the people of Nigeria and people of the world. This is what we have been, we have been subjected to or condemned to. That leadership no longer takes responsibility. Leadership compares killing of the past with killing of the present. Leadership compares things that should not be compared. A coach must understand that he is there simply to win competitions. We have been calling for the sack of our coach Arsene Wenger severally, because indeed he has not delivered. And people who are both political and apolitical, some who are followers of football, understand why our call for the sack of Arsene Wenger is a righteous call. Because the singular reason football clubs are established is so that they can win cups, is so that they can win medals, is so that our names can be on the pedestal of the teams that are indeed winning in the world. But where you are not winning, what has happened? You are failed. If you got a chief executive to come and superintend over a company that is failing, the board of trustees and the shareholders would give you one singular target: get the company to be profitable, get the consumers to be happy. It's as simple as that. Let the company be profitable, let the consumers, the people you are servicing, be happy. And if you were a chief executive and you're unable to do this, it behoves on you to say to those people who have given you that mandate that I cannot do it for these reasons, and these reasons, and throw in the towel. I cannot do it because the way this company is structured, this company indeed cannot be profitable now until the next 15 years or until the next 30 years. I cannot do it because it doesn't seem like the board of trustees have given me the power to hire and fire the kinds of people that I need to leave the system, or the kinds of people that I need to make the system profitable. If a chief executive identified these reasons, it behoves on him or her to say to the people who have employed him or her that I cannot deliver, and throw in the towel. Every and any chief executive that sits on that throne, that sits in that position, and excuses the ability, excuses the potentiality of making that company a profitable company, is a leader that has failed. This is the fate of the Nigerian state today. Leadership calls. They call us from different corners of Port Harcourt, different corners of Nigeria, and they keep excusing things that are inexcusable. Oh, son of man, thou art inexcusable, because indeed you have been given the powers to deliver. If you gave me the powers to speak on this radio station and I'm unable to speak, then I'm not fit to sit here. Today, I speak and I speak the way I speak basically because I'm one of the Nigerians that indeed believe in the potentialities and the potential of this country. Yet, we are seeing that leadership is failing and failing on all sides. Today, politics has become the highest return on investment that is possible on any kind of investment that is possible in Nigeria. So if you wanted to establish a poultry and you established it in Nigeria, you would never be able to get in a single year 168% profits, 168% return on your investments. But I want to shock Nigerians today so that we can cast our eyes on the ball. Our eyes can be fixed on the ball and not on the gerrymanderings and the trickeries that are thrown at us by these politicians. Our eyes can be on the ball and not on the purses and the pockets of these politicians who are just interested in buying us fufu, are just interested in stomach infrastructure and never interested in really infrastructure. Our eyes can be on the ball. Politics is the business in this country today that has the highest amount of return on investment. I'm going to make some postulations before I open the phone lines very quickly. In the 2018 budget, education budget in 2018 budget was simply 605 billion naira. 605 billion naira. That was the amount that was appropriated to cater for education. And when I say education, I'm talking about education across board from tertiary to the least. As a matter of fact, I'm wondering why the federal government should even be responsible for primary education. But that's a different discussion for a different day. Education across board, 605 billion. I hear somebody somewhere excited saying that, Andy, is that not good amount? 85% of that 605 billion is intended to pay salaries. Salaries of people that are in the ministries. Salaries of people that are in the parastatals, salaries of people that are in the departments that are connected to education and education policy in this country. So we are left with barely 20% to cater for the other things that can transform or that have capacity to transform the educational sector. This is the predicament that we have found ourselves. Please put your eyes on the ball. Health sector, 2018, 340 billion naira was appropriated and budgeted in the 2018 budget. Guess what again? Close to 80% of it is intended to pay salaries and wages. Revenue of government cannot even cover the recurrent expenditure today. The revenues that are generated by the government cannot cover just recurrent. We are not talking about capital expenditure. We are not talking about other forms of soft infrastructural development that takes place in the level of intellectual capacity development. We're not talking about all those things. Today, just to fund the government, that is the federal government, the legislatures, the judiciary, just to fund government, what we earn cannot even attend to it. In business parlance, Nigeria deserves to be wound up. In business balance, if you had a business that you are unable to generate money to even take care of your running costs, to pay your salaries and wages, that company deserves a winding up or a taking over. This is the fate. In 2017, recurrent budget in this country was 2.9 trillion naira. In 2017 alone. Ask me the question, how much was earned in 2017 by the Nigerian government? Approximately 2.7 trillion naira. Everything that was earned. So if our recurrent, mark my word, recurrent expenditure was 2.9 trillion naira and our earnings was just 2.7 trillion naira. Is that a viable business? That is a business that is on its knees. That's a business that requires rejigging, a business that requires restructuring, a business that requires a buy-over, a business that requires a takeover. The truth of the matter is that our eyes still are not on the ball. As I speak with you, Senator Shehu Sani has made us understand that each senator collects 14 million per month. 14 million naira per month. Please stay with me. Let our eyes be on the ball. 14 million naira per month. 109 senators. Now, let us prepare a profit and loss account for the senators. Let us find out whether indeed these senators, by the time they are contesting, or by the time they are contesting to go into the house, and after they have gotten into the house, whether they have made profits or they have made losses. If 14 million per month, it will mean that the senator is earning 171 million naira per year. 171 million naira for the period. INEC has told us that 40 million naira is what a senator is expected to expend during their campaigns. So senators, if you wanted to do posters, you wanted to do radio jingles, adverts, and everything, INEC has said that what is constitutionally provided for the senators to spend is 40 million naira. Now, I want to be a bit very benevolent and say that they spend another 20 million naira in the process of getting into office. What that means is that the senator would be spending approximately 60 million naira to get into office. And he earns over a period of time 171 million naira. My calculation reveals to me that the senator would be going home with 168% return on investment. Return on investment at the end of the period. So, why would everybody not want to be a senator? When they get into the houses, for instance, the House of Representatives and the Senate, they drop party inclinations and they discuss on the sharing table how to allocate our monies. That is not even enough for us to run very viable projects. They discuss how to share it amongst themselves. Little wonder, from the period of 2007, 2011, and 2015, only 13 senators have returned. Only 13 senators. The rate of turnover of senators is increasing. 109 people. Only 13 senators have experienced 2007, 2011, and 2015 sessions. Is this not a problem? Nigerians, our eyes are not on the ball. Let's come nearer home and come to the governors. Are you aware how much is collected by the governors just for what they call security votes? Don't forget, this vote, they have the permission of the Constitution to spend it as they will, as they want. If they wanted to use it to organize Owambe, then they had the opportunity and they were given the privilege by the Constitution to do this. Now, I don't want to tell you the other amounts that they earn. But at the end of the day, when they are out of office, even if it's 4 years, they are given emoluments. Some of them, they are told, giving conditions on how to live. You will own a house or we'll build a house for you in Abuja. You will own a house or we'll build a house for you in Lagos. You will own a house or we'll build a house for you in River State, Port Harcourt. We'll change your SUV every 4 years. You'll be entitled to cooks. You'll be entitled to medical trips. These are people who have just worked for at the longest 8 years. You have our fathers, our mothers, our brothers, aunties, sisters who have worked 50 years, 40 years, 25 years. They come out, they're unable to get their salaries and their benefits. This is the country that we are talking about. And people have the gumption, the audacity, the temerity to blame followers, to blame people as being the ones responsible for the failure and the decadence that we see in our society today. How dare you blame followers? Followers indeed have their own, but culpability must be domiciled on the right place that it should be domiciled. Culpability must be domiciled with the people we have elected to rule us. This is our predicament. So every time I'm on air, I'm speaking the way I'm speaking because I need everybody listening to me right now. From River State, from wherever you are listening to me on, I need you to understand that there is a common enemy. The common enemy is not that man on the street who is an APC man. The common enemy is not man on that street who is the PDP man. The common enemy is not that man on that street who is from SDP or the man from the street who is from National Conscience Party. The common enemy is the leaders and the leadership that have collectively hijacked our common matrimony, our common inheritance for themselves, for their cronies, and for their families. We must organize. We must organize and let them know. Like we are saying to Arsene Wenger, you are either delivering for us or we are getting you replaced. So I don't want to join the talkers. That's why today I have decided that Akpotive, you can follow me on Instagram, you can follow me on Facebook, and as many people as are listening that are interested in organizing, drop a message. We need a critical mass. We don't need a billion people. We need a critical mass for this movement. One man alone can start it. We believe that Nigeria can change, changing one man at a time, one conversation at a time. So if we are sufficiently annoyed enough to say to leaders that we don't want 1,000 that you give to us when we dance under rain and under sun, campaigning for you, we don't want that 1,000 naira. We want the hospitals. We want the health centers. We want the educational institutes. We want social amenities. We want infrastructure. We want this. We don't want your 1,000 naira. We do not want to be like the man that sold Jesus for paltry sum that he couldn't use to do anything eventually, that he had to go and return it. We want to be like the one who would refuse to sell Jesus and would say that we need you, Jesus, to save us. We need you, leadership, to save us. So we are saying, everyone listening today, we need you. By next week, we are going to come up with a number because we have started organizing. We must organize. The country is ours. The country is not any more of theirs than it is ours. Andy Akpotive is a Nigerian. Clara that is listening is a Nigeria. A Chinwe that is listening is a Nigeria. An Isaac that is listening is a Nigerian. We all are Nigerians. And we must say that we have equal shares in this company. One unit alone that we have equal ability, equal capacity. The reason you are there today is because you were just given opportunity. The reason you are there today is because of circumstances, chance, and time. But we are taking over the circumstances. We are dominating the time and we are dominating the chances. This time we must say this is what we expect leadership to give to us. So I will open the phone lines very soon and I would expect people to call in. And I expect people to speak to the issues. Some of these issues that I've canvassed, I can go on canvassing the different benefits that come to the ministers, the different benefits that come to the commissioners, the different benefits that come to the special advisors. So that right now they think that they are alienated from us. They speak as though they live in a different Nigeria. There are certain people that are so pathologically stuck to them that they never see anything wrong in government or in governance. They are never interested in speaking truth to government and leadership. They just want to continue to hang on leadership and government like stamp that is put on an envelope going to its destination. The truth of the matter is that enough is enough. Nigerians must rise up in concert and we must speak truth to power. We'll open the phone lines very soon. When I'm saying go on Facebook and search me out, Andy Akpotive. Let this conversation start by next week. We'll give a number. There are a lot of people that are calling and saying that this organization must start. We are not going to expose all of the strategies on radio, but we are going to be calling for meetings. We would organize and we would say to leadership at all levels, from the local government to the state government to the federal government that has the ultimate responsibility to deliver security and welfare to the people. We will say to them, deliver or we will undeliver you. So the phone lines are going to be opened right now. I expect you to call in. The numbers are 0817 0000951, 0817 0000951, 0810 9510951. Call in and let us have a conversation. Let us have a healthy talk for freedom, a healthy talk for emancipation, a healthy talk from the shackles that we have been tied down on. Hello.
Andy, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Asiton Carolington.
Beautiful. You're welcome.
See, I'm ready to deliver them right as I'm talking to you. I have my voter's card. It's clear. The handwriting on the board is clear that they have failed us. The media officer of the federal came up this morning talking like he's independent of himself.
I'm telling you.
It's annoying that it's a welcome call that all Nigerian youth, they didn't talk too much. I don't talk. I believe in my voter's card. I'm going to stand there. I've been into this. We'll stand there. We'll see you call this result. We'll have our duplicate. We'll know what you want to tell us.
The voter card strategy, my brother, is a different strategy. We must take a stake. We must not just be there with voter cards. We must take a stake, because if you have your voter card and the people that are the stakeholders are bunch of non-entities, quote and unquote, it means you would have to choose between a worse form of non-entity and a better form of non-entity. All of us must organize and take a stake so that we can salvage this country.
All right. That's a good stand. We are waiting. Once you kick off, I'm part of this motto. We must drive to the promised land. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you so much for calling. Hello. Yeah. So it's important, ultimately, that we all come together. Hello. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good morning. Yes. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please. You're welcome. Hello.
Good morning, brother.
Yes, good morning, please. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Obina. I'm calling from Port Harcourt right now.
Yes, welcome, Mr. Obina.
I want to encourage you as a brave person. How I wish we have 4 or 5 people like you in different states. Brother, let me use Abia State as an example. Do you know that there is a particular road in Abia State? People have been coming out from there to represent. I don't want to start calling their names. To represent. And after everything, they go to Abuja. The place is safe. Tomorrow, they will still come again. And people are tired. This voting is not the problem. We have constitutional problem. I'm telling you. This vote, before the vote, we know the winner. That is Nigeria for you. So I'm urging every ministry person to tell ourselves the truth. See tomorrow now, I don't know whether you're working in this radio station, but watch your back, because they will start coming after you. That is what Nnamdi Kanu is preaching since. Nigeria have damaged a lot of social things. As a we are practicing democracy. This is not democracy. I'm telling you. So you be security conscious first, because I remember what Nnamdi Kanu said, that if this country continue like this, Nigeria will break up. People are eating money like they are eating gari.
How do people eat gari? Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling.
Yes. Let me tell you, so finally,
yes,
they said they will boycott an umbrella election. Why? Because of if the Fulani herdsmen kill somebody, the security votes we are talking about, they are not using it. Nobody will come and stand for them. Look at the vote, went to Ebony State and burn down Harris. Where is the security vote money? Devil Omahi, where is security vote money?
Thank you so much for calling. Please. We expect more calls. Hello, good morning.
Yeah. My name is Ifeanyi Metu.
Yes, Ifeanyi. Where are you calling from?
I really think impressed over this topic. Let me tell you, are you hearing me?
I can hear you, please.
Let me tell you, if we begin to do what is right in this nation, we will go so far. My point is this: not by saying it out, just like what my brother just said there now. Not by saying it out, it's by doing it.
Yes.
Because when you said, let us do something, there are people that can say, let's go. But there are others that can say, let's go, but in their mindset, they are not ready.
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
So what I'm saying is this: from what my brother just said, Nnamdi Kanu was saying something, and Nigerians were seeing it as an enemy to the nation. And when you look at it, the rate or the things the Biafrans are saying or people are saying, compared with what you are saying, We are saying the same thing. The only truth of this matter is that Nigeria of 180 million is above 3 countries. And we must tell ourselves the truth. And our truth is this: we must split this country into 3 places.
Essentially, that's not the solution, because there are countries that are bigger than us. China is bigger than us. India is bigger than us. America is bigger than us. We must discuss.
When you talk about China, are you getting me? When you talk about China, I have somebody in China, as I'm talking with you. China has a very good structure. The structure of Nigeria.
That's the point exactly, sir. Structure. Yes. China has a good structure. So if we could import good structures into our systems, we'll be a better country than China. So I don't think the solution is about a breaking up or a breaking up of the country. Okay, we would fix this country. Join us, join the army, join the force, the movement. Let's fix this country.
Brother, as I'm talking with you, I follow up your program. I love what you are saying as a gospel, as anything you can target. But what I'm telling you is that we have come to the stage where the truth must be told. And thank God somebody like you is coming with this kind of information. How many people is ready? Just as you said, you're going to pull up the number by next week. How many people are ready to go with you, just like the 12 disciples without Judas? How many people? As you're saying it here now in radio, my brother just said something. Somebody will pick this phone number and threat you and give you a huge amount of money for you to silence. And when you say no, they will amount a force that will threat you until they get you down. So what country are we talking about as a nation?
So that's the perception that puts fear in the minds of people. You must pursue, you must pursue vision regardless of whatever it is that you are hearing by your right hand or by your left hand. If you were running to breast a plate, you must disconnect yourself from the boos or the boas, and you must disconnect yourself from the hailers. You must concentrate on the plate that you want to breast. Every Nigerian right now, we must all resolve that enough of this nonsense. This country must deliver to us what God has designed this country to deliver to us. This country is not any worse than countries that are enjoying: Canada, Switzerland, Belgium, small countries, Ethiopia, Rwanda, Tanzania. It's not any worse. We must get leaders to either deliver or vacate.
Now, from what you said, young man, you mentioned the country now. Can I tell you something? In this your information, we are more than so many countries that are so productive. Am I saying something?
Absolutely.
Now, from what you are saying now, from your servant, you are trying to make out a very big point that will help you and even your generation. Can I tell you something? You were saying something about the senators. Somebody getting a card or somebody getting into that office, spending 40 million. And when that person gets in there, he's trying to get 170 million or 200 million. And the person will...
So begin to round up, so we can just take one more call and...
All right. So make it short, my brother. I'm of the opinion of everybody to come out to make Nigeria forward.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
The truth is that we must split this country.
Thank you so much. No. We must not split the country. 50% of Nigerian youth are unemployed. This is the battle. We must cancel that. We must rewrite that. Hello. Good morning.
Hey, Aunt, how are you?
I'm very well. Your name and where you're calling from, sir?
My brother, this is your friend.
You're welcome.
Yes, we love you. If you look at if you are observing the contributions for people, you find out that they love you, and these are people that are following you one way or the other.
Thank you so much.
Brother, with all sincerity, I want to tell you that what you are doing is very, very good. What you are doing is encouraging, but it's as if you are starting on a very wrong foundation. And why do I say that?
Okay.
Nigeria was built on a wrong foundation.
Okay.
Until this foundation is dissolved and rebuilt, nothing will work. That is the truth. It's like when our brother, Professor, started, I told him at the beginning, sir, the structure needs to be rebuilt before it will work. If not, it will not. And he tried it for 1 year. And lastly, he came to tell us that he's tired and it's not, but this year he starts again.
So my brother, if you just let me just say this to you. Who says that we cannot organize and force the government to restructure? I believe in restructuring. I have spoken to restructuring from day one. That has been my vision. Until the country is restructured completely, horizontally and vertically, nothing can move. So part of what we'll be organizing for will be to get the government to restructure.
Now, brother, you see, the first voice that clamored for this, the first voice that gave people the impetus to act for this restructuring is Nnamdi Kanu, and that is the truth. Where is Nnamdi Kanu today?
It's all right. It's all right.
An extreme. The government is not sincere. The government does not listen to the plight of the people. There is something that the Senate president said sometimes. Let it not be that as if they are listening to the people. And these are the government that we are trying to call a democratically elected government. And we are saying they cannot listen to the people because we did not vote them. My brother, until we face the reality and face it squarely, nothing will change.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution.
Nigeria has not worked in the days of my fathers.
Thank you for
it. Will not work in our time.
It will work.
The only solution to it is for us to sit at the round table and tell ourselves which way forward.
Thank you so much.
It is to split our path with
Thank you so much. You have already given the solution that we will sit. If we sit at the round table, then it will work. Indeed, Nigeria will work. So the numbers that you will take to recharge your phones this weekend: 4461 3598 6426 8281 4461 3598 6426 8281 and 54436 56294 89676. Recharge your phones, call people and tell them, let's keep our eyes on the ball. Let's not be distracted by their babariga, their senators, and the clothes and the jewelries that they wear. Let's not be deceived by the fancy English or fanciful English that is spoken by them every time they mount the rostrum to campaign or canvass for our vote. Let's not be distracted by the promises that they are making that they would never be able to implement even 15% off. Indeed, as Nigerians, our eyes should be on the ball. So next week, I'm going to come up with a number. But for this week, you can go on my Facebook page, you can go on my Instagram.